Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful morning, semi-cloudy, sunny, and it's a bit chilly actually. I'm climbing this hill right now. It's up, and there's like how do you call it? Like graveyard next to me, and here's the woods with the bamboo, and my sweeties are here. Here's my little guy. He's sleeping, and here's my little girl. It's quite chilly in the mornings actually. I was even wondering if I should go out, but because they have blankets on, they're layered. I walk, so I'm fine. When I walk, I'm fine. So today I would talk about something that is very hard to talk about, but I figured out if I let it out, somehow it will feel a little bit lighter, the weight on about it. It never goes away, because when you're a woman and you have a loss, it's never easy. But I'll talk about miscarriages. I had 2 that I'm sure about. I don't know, because between kids there were like so many times periods got crazy, irregular, missing at all. It's just, I don't know. But let's say I think 2 for sure. My first one was before my first baby. It lasted for 8 weeks, I think. Yeah, and it was in Hawaii when we were still students. Okay, we're going to my favorite road now. The road path. Okay, we'll be just walking along the road. Going downhill now, okay. How I knew about that pregnancy was very weird. I just had this strange pain around the area where is your, how do you call it, appendicite? The appendix, whatever. The one that if it bursts, you can die and you have to go and have surgery to take it out. It's like something like a little thing of your body that you can live without, but I don't know why it's there anyways. My sister had that infected, so she had to be rushed in the hospital and be taken away. Well, she's fine now, but she has a scar. But the thing is, I thought it was that. So, because it was really like pulling, and it was just a really painful thing. So, I remember it was a Sunday on campus, and after church we rushed to the ER. I don't know why we decided to go to, like, we were young and stupid, I don't know, but let me tell you, the bill afterwards I had to pay for months after, little by little, because it was a lot. It was like over $2,000, and back then, like, what, that was like 2000 and what, a few years back. So they rushed me there, and we had to wait a little bit, because there were people that were going there all bloody and stuff, and I was like, oh, I can wait, this mine can wait. So I go in this room, and there are 2 nurses around me, and then they start poking me to get blood out of me for testing, and the nurse there, she poked me like 5 times, and I have to tell you, I probably told you before, but I hate needles. I can faint with it, with just seeing it. Not let the pain go, like the pain I can handle. Just looking at the needle, oh my gosh. Anyway, so she poked me a few times. I think it was 5 times, and she's like, "I'm so sorry." And then the next time, "I'm so sorry." Like, that's okay. I was in pain. I was like, I don't care what you're doing. But after 5 times, she called the other one to do it, and the other one did it successfully, I guess, because the first one, she started apologizing. She's like, "I'm sorry, you must hate me by now." I'm like, I'm not at a state and a point where I hate people right now, but that's okay. I don't hate you, don't worry. I just told her I don't hate her. So they did ultrasound, I think, somewhere in a very different cold corridor. I don't know, I don't even remember. It's blur. But they told me, well, good news, you're pregnant. I'm like, huh? So that's that. And we started checking up the baby regularly in this hospital in a different town. And then until one time we went, I think I went 2 times. The first time was with a friend. She is like my mom in Hawaii. She's still my mom in Hawaii. I love her so much. We went there and we heard the heartbeat, and we saw the little sack and the little human inside. It was really cute. And you know, I was like, oh, tears, and moved, and my first baby, right? And the second time I went with my husband, and they didn't find any heartbeat. The ultrasound looked like it was not a sack anymore. It looked like a triangle of some sort. I remember it looked like a triangle. It was really weird. And so they told me the pregnancy is not successful. And then they, on the way out, they gave me lots of pamphlets about depression and blah, blah, blah. And I think we went because I was bleeding. I started bleeding. And when I started bleeding, like excessively, I knew what was going on. So on the way back in the car, we were really quiet and, you know, crying and all that. So that was the first time. Then I think it took 6 months later when, you know, your body has to heal. I think physically, but also emotionally have to heal to be ready for another pregnancy. You know, that's natural thing. So then I had my first baby boy. He was great. He was the biggest guy I've ever had. Of course, it cannot be compared to carrying twins. That was a balloon, all right. But I guess because with the first one, I was really skinny and tiny. So with him sticking out, it was like really obvious. I was a tent, but in front of me, it's okay. Then it was 4 years ago or 3 years ago. We were coming back from, you guys, I'm gonna stop here in the middle of the road. Hope there's no cars. You can see this guy. Can you see this guy? It's a mantis. He's huge. I've seen bigger too, and different color too, but this one is really cool. He's just sitting there. I don't like mantis. Yeah, bugs are my thing. But my kids love them. Catch them and whatever. Anyway, so we were coming back from a summer trip in Bulgaria. I stayed there with the kids for a month because the summer vacation in Japan is only 1 month. In Bulgaria is of course 3 months, but anyway, so we go there and we came back and I started school again. It was September 1st. You start school here, and it's not the new school year, it's the second term, because the first term is from April till summer, till July, mid-July, towards the end of July. Anyway, so I'm going to school. It's back to normal, and I'm running out with the kids during recess, and you know, we like to race and they like to play tag with me, and I of course can never catch me, but you know, it's fun to sometimes let them, and I catch them fast. And anyway, so I ran a lot, I do everything normal, like heavy stuff. And my husband was about to start a new business after school. What is it called? You know, when kids go after school to learn English. So he did that with a friend, and they had to furnish the place that they were renting. So I was helping him with those heavy boxes, lifting them up a really high, steep staircase. You know, inside there were couches and like those things to furnish up the place. And I didn't. And I noticed that I was getting bigger, but and I forgot to tell you that when we came back from Bulgaria, I was doing 225 hardcore. I mean, alpha and beta, like no problem. It was just like, and then one time I noticed after doing the beta one, I had like a little bit of spotting, like bleeding. But I was like, maybe I just overdid it and my period got messed up, or that's my period. I don't know. It was just like, I didn't notice. But then I was like, my work pants were getting tight, and so I was like, oopsies. I stopped doing 225. It's time to do it again. Like, I was like tapping my tummy, like, oh, you're getting bigger. But it was not what I thought it was. I was not getting bigger because I was fat. But one night I was in the bathroom, and I started bleeding like really hard, like big chunks of tissue. Like it looked like almost like a spider, like chicken liver, like that kind of size, big chunks of stuff. And I freaked out because I really freaked out because there was no pain prior to that. It just blobbed. And I was like, interesting. And the next day was a Saturday. So the pain started at that night, of course. And I was like, that cannot be. It's impossible. Like, how? But then, of course it's possible. Of course I didn't know all those months. It was 3 months when I checked my last period. It was exactly 3 months. So that was what? November. That was November. The next day I go to the OB doctor with my husband, and he confirms with the blood test that there's lots of the pregnancy hormone. So he said there was a pregnancy there, but it wasn't successful. So when they say that, they make it sound like, if something went wrong, you don't want to have baby with something wrong or something like that. In that sense, I understand what they're saying. But if it didn't work out. So your body just terminates everything and you clean up, and that's a natural process. But you guys, what really hit me was, I didn't know that entire time. I didn't know. And I've read before, and I've watched videos of ladies that have been pregnant to the end and they didn't know. And I was like, how you cannot know? And I was like, not judging, but I was like, how? Seriously? And then it happens to me, and I'm like, the first 3 months, you understand, like, I didn't feel any sicknesses or anything. I don't remember much, but like they were, when I look back, there were signs, that there were red flags that I could have paid attention on, but I didn't, because I was like, my 3 boys, work every day, they're just so busy. So just so busy. I have to go to work. When I come back, I start cooking the rice and get the laundry inside, start folding if I have time, then go pick up the boys from the nursery school, the daycare, and come back home. Husband starts his classes in the evening. I'm cooking the dinner and doing the laundry and bathing them, and it was just really busy. I was like, what? Anyway, so that hit me really hard. I cried for days after, and I had to still go to work on the next Monday. Even though I was still passing tissue, I was like, I was bleeding for like a good month afterwards. But I don't think, maybe it was not a month, maybe it was like less than that, but it was still a full pregnancy that was terminated by my body, And I remember that even one time I caught a cold or something, and I went to the local doctor, and he asked me, are you pregnant? And I was like, no. So is that any of your business or something? Like, I don't know, grandpa's here, just really annoying. So he gave me medicine for my coughs and whatever. It was really bad, cold. And I was like, yeah, now I understand why. I was, your immune system goes down to nothing when you're pregnant, and just, yeah, it makes sense. But I was taking those medicine and I was not supposed to. Maybe, I don't know. I honestly don't really take medicine when they give it to me. I take it from the drugstore, but like, I don't really take it because I know I prefer the body's natural way of cleaning yourself up and just tea and whatever. But anyway, I was eating spicy. I was just like, whatever. I had no idea. I was expecting you guys. And so when that happened, I asked the doctor, do you have any contact of anybody that can deal with like a person I can talk to, like a psychologist or somebody? And he was like referring me contacts to the biggest city in our prefecture here. I'm like, it's an hour and a half away, and I'm full-time working and have little kids. I can't do that. So that's that. I dealt with it myself. And again, no emotional support from anywhere. I got a pat on the back. That's it. One time I just broke down crying, and all I got was like a pat on the back for a little bit, and that's it. So I decided that I have to have some kind of closure myself to move on. So I kept I know it sounds gross, but all those pats with the tissue that I passed, everything that I keep it in a trash bag. I just decided I'll just gather all that, like those bits of whatever that life was forming inside of me that I didn't know about. And I made a hole in our garden in the back, and I just burnt everything there, and I just sat there and imagined what would have been if I actually had that baby. I don't know when. It was supposed to be due like around my birthday next year. I don't know. May next year. I don't know. The following year. I don't know. I would never know. But I know that baby still is my baby, and I will see that baby. I had like very special feelings of that baby being around us. Afterwards, for a while, I just felt, and I'm pretty sure it was a little boy, because again, it's too sacred for me to share, but I know. So that's that. It's tough. I know lots of my friends on Facebook that I read about their posts, and I honestly cry because they have similar experiences, and it's not really fun to do it. The worst is when you have a stillborn child. That's I don't know if I can ever do that. I don't think I can. But those moms who have that experience more than once, I think they're my heroes. The emotional amount of pain that you get, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And now I'm just talking about it as a fact, but back then when I was actually going through it, it was so tough. I would be like in a classroom teaching English, and we would start with like a warming up song or hello, how are you doing? You have to look all cheerful, and you're the ALT, the teacher, the English teacher, so they look up to you as you're the foreigner. Has to be fun. So the main clown of the show, basically. So you have to be that, and then at the same time so you just have to completely block what you're going through for that day. Once you enter that staff room in the morning, you say "Ohayo gozaimasu." You just have to block everything and just not think about it, because if I do, I'll just break down and that'll be it. So I had to do that. And then in the car on the way home, I could just break down and cry all I want. And my favorite thing was just to when I stopped the car in front of the house and it's so cold outside, I just like to stay, because the sun is out, and I like to stay in the warm car and just close my eyes and just relax there for just 5 or 10 minutes. Just stay there in the car and relax, because once I know I go inside, it starts again. Everything, by laundry, dinner, bath, babies, boys, it just starts all over again. So those were like the 10 minutes I relaxed, just stay there, enjoy the warmth, the sunshine, and try to heal emotionally. Just try to heal. Time does help, as time passes, you know, it gets better. But I don't know if that's because I couldn't really handle it. It was just really bad. That's why I got those beautiful twins. I don't know. I will never know. But they are surely a gift. They are a gift. I never imagined in my bravest dreams I will have twins. Fraternal, not identical, but still twins. They two little different people born the same day, but hey, carry them till the end. What else I wanted to share? It's tough. It's tough to be a mom sometimes. I don't know. When you're a mom, you naturally, in your head, you prepare your stuff for the baby before it comes and get ready the room and get ready the diapers and loads of stuff, and you expect to go home back with a baby. You expect that baby to grow in your embrace every day, little by little. And when people see you every once in a while, they're like, oh, so grown up. You expect that. You expect that kid to go to, grow up and be with friends and become a man or a woman. And when somewhere along the way in that process something happens and you don't see the next step because that person is gonna I think that's the hardest for a mother. My mom always told me I never want to see my kids go before me, and I understand now. I understand they're too precious, and it's not just because of all the effort and the labor and the power and the energy and the love you gave to raise that person. It's not only that, it's just, it's another human being, It's tough being a mom, but also it's rewarding, and it's good to know they always will be yours. You'll never lose them. Death is not the end of it all. It's not. There always will be your kids, no matter how many of them you lost. God is merciful. He knows your heart and He knows your pain. He walked that path and He knows how you feel. Everything that you lost is gonna be given back to you. I know that to be true. So that little person I lost before my first boy, and that little person I lost after my 3 boys, they're not lost to me. I'll have them back. I'll meet them again, and then we'll be a big happy family, I guess. We'll get to know each other and spend time together. Until then, those 2 little ones are being raised and helped by their brothers, and the whole family loves them. The whole community here loves them. Everybody knows them. When I pass by a house around here and with somebody coming out, they're like, oh, can I see the twins? Can I see them? Are they twins? Yes, but they're not identical. So every time I have to explain, they're not the same gender. That means they're not the same face. They're boy and a girl. It's just so hard to explain to them they're twins, but they're not the same person, the same identical face, because they're 2 different genders. So yeah, that's fun to explain to people. But be strong, keep on going. Every day is worth. Your kids love you. Don't work too hard. Don't be too hard on yourself, because if you do that to yourself and the world out there does it too, it's just not worth it. You be nice to yourself. You tell yourself you're doing great. You're trying your best, and your kids love you no matter what you say or do. They know you're their fortress, their safe place. And I'm leaving. Peace out.